Hello and welcome. Today we once again have Project Cheapbolt in front of us, but today she has a light bar on top of it. This light bar may not be the most skilled light bar out there, but it is probably one of the cheapest light bars out there. I have a total of about $3 to $4 invested in this light bar. So, granted, there is some, like I said, some better and brighter ones out there, but for the money, I believe this one can't be beat. This light bar right here, before we go any farther, let me say it will only run on 3S. It is a 12 volt system. 2S won't even come on. 4S will probably burn it up. This one plugs directly into a Y harness that comes off of my plug-in on my speed controller for my battery. So what is this light? Well, it started as one of these. This right here I got off of a website called Wish. I paid $2 for two of these shipped. They're cheap little lights that are meant to go in the front lower air dam of cars to make them look like they have the high-end LED fog lights and running lights. They are pretty bright, but for car purposes and aesthetics looking like factory, they're not going to cut it. So this is what I used. What's cool about these right here is it is straight, but the roof of my F650 is curved. I was able to gently bend this to shape to fit the roof of my F650. What you got to do though is make sure you pop these tabs, pull those out, so we can pull the LED section out, bend it slowly and gently by hand, and then bend the casing to fit it. So how do I mount this? This has no mounts on it. How do I mount it? Like I said before, it did come with some double-sided tape, which I did use once I got my mount made to stick the light to the mount. Let's take a closer look at the mount, shall we? And here's the mount. As you can tell, the light bar is curved, and so is my styrene here. Actually, this is 3 pieces of styrene glued together to make this mount, so it's nice and thick and sturdy. Then I lightly heated it up with a heat gun to bend it to fit the shape of my light. You can see the double-sided tape down in there, which I painted the edge black. And I left little cutouts there for where the screw heads are on these servo mounts. These servo mounts are in the axial parts bag, as well as these light bar mounts right here. They're also in the axial light bar spare parts bag. These right here, I just mounted to the roof, and then mounted those to the servo mounts, which are mounted to the styrene. Nice, easy, simple, effective light bar mount. Mounts to the roof. It's kind of low profile. Doesn't stick up too high. And it's held it very securely there. On the other side of this, I do have small washers and screws. That way the washers keep it from pulling through the roof. Where the power cable comes out of the light here, I did cover with a little bit of liquid electrical tape. And it comes down and around and feeds through the roof right here. Then it comes in, goes down the A-pillar, around down the side of the body, where it's all taped into place, and comes to this switch right here. This switch I mounted right here out of the way because it helps me turn the light on and off without removing the body. And it's tucked in, not really that noticeable, and is well protected. From that switch itself then, a power wire runs down, and like I said before, it goes to a Y harness hooked to a battery, to the speed controller. And looks like that right there, a little Dean's connector on it. That way it's always getting the juice straight from the 3S LiPo. To finish it off, before I mounted everything back together and before I put the light back in the housing, I painted everything with a good healthy coating of bed liner paint. And it's held up pretty good. It's seen its beats and bangs and scrapes, and as you can tell right here, it's knocked some of the paint off the edges, but that's to be expected. The light bar itself has held up great. All the lights still burn. None of them went out. Its truck's been upside down. It's hit it off rocks and trees. So it's a sturdy little piece there for, $1 a piece essentially. And let there be light. As you can tell, it really lights up the night. Shines far out in front of the truck. Not bad for about under $5 in just a little bit of time. Get another shot here from the front. You can tell she is very, very bright. And since it consists of a row of LEDs, power consumption is low. You won't even probably notice having it on there. But it is a good, cheap way to light up the trail at night. The reason why I did this video is I've heard people talk about that light bars are just too expensive. They're too expensive. They're too expensive. Yes, there are some expensive ones out there, but there are also some cheap alternatives out there too. Proline just came out with a whole bunch of light bars that look really good, and the price looks good on them. I haven't got a chance to try them out yet, but hopefully in the future. But I wanted to show that even with the cheap alternatives out there, if you want one that doesn't quite look as scale as those, there are options available, and available for cheap. Like I said, I have under $4 in this whole light setup. So that's not bad. That's all you see up here for under $4. Granted, the switch back here, I do have a little bit more than that. That was like $1.50 for a pack of 2 of them, and then the Dean's connector, which I already have a whole bag full of Dean's connectors, so didn't really add that into the price. But even with this switch back here, we're still looking at $5 total for a whole light bar setup. I thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit like, subscribe so you don't miss any future updates or videos. And also check us out on Facebook and Instagram. We do a lot of Instagramming, so check that out. Link is down below. And until next time, happy RCing!